Okay, so I'm going to show you the way that we do the zero calibration. There are two things that are kind of tricks that are not explained in the manual. One is the way that the probe and the tubing are placed in the calibration bottle, and the second is the actual calibration itself. So this is the first thing that I've found through doing this a number of times. You see how the probe and the tubing are approximately on the same level in the bottle and they're parallel. So when you turn the air on, it kind of lets the argon pool on the bottom of there, and I've done it at different levels and I haven't had success, so it's important that they stay on the same level. Okay, so next thing I want to show you is the air. I turn it on very slowly, but it's going to be very loud. So once I turn the air on, I'm not going to be able to talk, so I'll have to explain everything else in the body of the email that I'm going to send this in. So the second trick is, I'll explain this now and then you'll see it when I do the calibration. You won't be able to hear me when I'm talking then, and then I'll explain it in the body of the email. You're going to have 2 points here. You're going to have the current that the probe is reading, and then when that gets to the bottom, you're going to enter that current here, and that's going to be the zero calibration. But you don't want to enter the lowest value that it gets to, because what this is going to do, based on my experience, is it's going to go really low, and then it's going to climb back up a little bit, and then it's going to level off. You don't want to do it at the very bottom of that trough. You want to capture it where it's leveled off. It's just the sensitivity of the instrument. It goes low and then it settles on what the actual zero calibration is. So in other words, if you calibrate it at that trough, it's going to do what you guys were talking about in the meeting the other day. It's going to stay around 0.14. It's never going to get down to 0.00, even though there's no dissolved oxygen in that solution anymore, because it has an artificial reading that's too low. Okay, so let's do this. All right. Okay. This part takes 2 to 3 minutes for it to get down. Now it's coming back up. Starting to level off. You can see last time it leveled off at 228. So once it looks like it's kind of stay in the same range. I'm going to go with just what I had it at before. Kind of bouncing around that range. Okay, then you hit enter. Enter, and you hold that down. This kind of blink for 30 seconds, and then you hold this button down until that's finished blinking, and then your zero calibration will be finished. Okay, that's the zero calibration.